In a small town plagued by boredom, a new social media platform called TikTok emerged. Little did the residents know, this seemingly innocent app would unleash a terrifying curse upon their lives. It all started with a group of teenagers who were obsessed with gaining followers and likes on TikTok. They would spend hours perfecting their dance moves, lip-syncing to popular songs, and filming creepy challenges to grab the attention of their peers. As their fame grew, so did their desire for more thrilling content. One fateful night, they stumbled upon a mysterious TikTok account with no username or profile picture. The account only had one video, titled "The Forbidden Ritual." Intrigued by the unknown, they clicked on it. The video revealed a haunting ritual that promised ultimate fame and fortune, but at a horrifying cost. To perform the ritual, they had to record themselves dancing to a specific song while chanting an incantation. Ignoring the warning signs, they eagerly decided to try it, believing it was just another internet hoax. As they performed the ritual, an eerie feeling overcame them, but they dismissed it as a mere coincidence. Little did they know, they had unwittingly unleashed a malevolent spirit into their lives. The next morning, strange occurrences began to unfold. The teenagers noticed their TikTok videos took a dark turn. Their faces contorted into twisted expressions, their dance moves became grotesque, and the background transformed into a nightmarish setting. Yet they couldn't stop themselves from posting the videos. The cursed content attracted millions of views, but it came at the expense of their sanity. As the days went by, the cursed TikTok account grew stronger, infiltrating the town like a creeping fog. More and more people fell victim to the allure of fame and tried to replicate the ritual. The town became consumed by a collective madness. People's faces started to morph into horrifying masks, imitating the distorted expressions from the videos. The once peaceful streets echoed with spine-chilling screams and haunting whispers. Every corner was plagued with shadows that seemed to move on their own, lurking and waiting for the next victim. Desperate to break the curse, a small group of survivors delved into the history of the cursed TikTok account. They discovered that it was created by a disgraced entertainer who had dabbled in dark magic. Seeking revenge on a society that rejected them, they had devised the ritual as a vessel for their wrath. Armed with this knowledge, the survivors devised a plan to confront the creator of the cursed TikTok account. They tracked down the disgraced entertainer to an abandoned theater, where they found them performing the ritual themselves, their body twisted and contorted beyond recognition. With bravery and determination, the survivors disrupted the ritual and destroyed the cursed TikTok account once and for all. The town slowly began to heal, but the scars of the horror they endured would never fade. To this day, whispers still circulate among the youth about the cursed TikTok account. Some dismiss it as an urban legend, while others believe it's a cautionary tale about the dangers of seeking validation through social media. But one thing is for certain, the horror that unfolded on TikTok serves as a chilling reminder that not everything online is as innocent as it seems. As the town gradually recovered from the curse, the survivors couldn't shake off the trauma they had endured. Nightmares plagued their sleep, and the haunting images from the cursed TikTok videos continued to flash before their eyes. They became reclusive, fearing that the darkness would return to claim them once more. However, even as they tried to distance themselves from the horrors of TikTok, they couldn't escape its lingering influence. The cursed videos had spread far and wide, reaching unsuspecting users who had no knowledge of the town's ordeal. The curse had taken on a life of its own, infecting the digital realm and seeping into the lives of countless victims. As more and more people fell under the curse's sway, the survivors realized that they couldn't remain silent. They joined forces and formed an underground network, dedicating themselves to tracking down the remnants of the cursed TikTok account and warning potential victims about its malevolent nature. Sharing their harrowing tale and cautioning against the temptation of fame and recognition at any cost. The survivors became guardians, standing as a barrier between innocent souls and the curse that lurked within the depths of TikTok. Their journey was perilous, for the curse seemed to evolve and adapt, manifesting in new and horrifying ways. Some victims experienced inexplicable physical ailments, their bodies contorting and contending with agonizing pain. Others became trapped in a digital nightmare, their lives intertwined with the cursed videos, unable to break free from its clutches. The survivors faced countless dangers along the way. They encountered possessed individuals whose once familiar faces twisted into grotesque masks of terror. They witnessed the curse's power to manipulate reality, distorting their surroundings into nightmarish landscapes filled with lurking shadows and malevolent entities. Despite the ever-present danger, the survivors pressed forward, driven by a desire to save as many lives as possible. They worked tirelessly to expose the truth behind the cursed TikTok account, seeking help from tech experts, paranormal investigators, and even ancient practitioners of magic. But the curse was cunning, constantly staying one step ahead. It knew how to exploit the vulnerabilities of the digital age, spreading its influence through the vast network of social media. Each time the survivors thought they had made progress, the curse would adapt, finding new ways to ensnare unsuspecting victims. As their battle waged on, the survivors began to question if they would ever find a way to fully eradicate the curse. The weight of their mission bore heavily upon their shoulders, the lines between heroism and madness blurring as they fought against an enemy that seemed impossible to defeat. And so their fight against the horrors of TikTok continues. They remain vigilant, spreading awareness and cautioning others about the dangers that lurk behind the screens. They know that the curse may never truly be eradicated, but they refuse to let it claim any more innocent lives. In a world where social media reigns supreme, their battle serves as a grim reminder of the darkness that can dwell within the most seemingly harmless platforms. As long as people are seduced by the allure of online fame, the curse of TikTok will persist, waiting to ensnare those who dare to seek its tantalizing promises. In the end, the survivors understood that the battle against the curse of TikTok was not just about destroying an account or exposing its dark origins. It was about fostering a culture of awareness, resilience, and responsible use of social media. They collaborated with experts in digital well-being, mental health professionals, and educational institutions to develop programs that taught young users about the potential dangers and pitfalls of online platforms. They worked tirelessly to empower individuals to think critically, to question the allure of instant fame, and to prioritize their well-being over the pursuit of virtual validation. Their efforts began to bear fruit. Slowly but surely, the tide turned as more people became aware of the curse and its devastating effects. Communities came together, sharing stories of survival, offering support to those who had fallen victim to the curse, and creating a network of resilience against its malevolence. With time, the curse of TikTok lost its grip on society. People began to use social media platforms with caution, understanding the fine line between healthy engagement and obsessive pursuit. The survivors, once haunted by their past, found solace in their ability to make a positive change and protect others from the horrors they had endured. Although the memory of the curse remained etched in their minds, the survivors refused to be defined solely by their ordeal. They became advocates for digital well-being, using their own experiences to spread awareness and help others navigate the complex world of social media. In the end, the curse of TikTok served as a wake-up call to a society enamored by the allure of online fame. It reminded them that behind the screens and the enticing numbers of likes and followers, there were real people with real lives, and that true validation and fulfillment came from within. And so, as the survivors continued their mission, the world gradually learned from the horrors of TikTok. They hoped that their collective journey would inspire others to approach social media with caution, to protect their own well-being, and to remember that the quest for validation should never come at the cost of one's sanity or humanity. The curse of TikTok may have left its scars, but the survivors stood tall as a testament to resilience, reminding the world that even in the darkest of times, there is always a glimmer of hope. Deep within the shadows of cyberspace, a new horror was brewing, a sinister presence lurking within the realm of TikTok. Users across the globe would soon find themselves trapped in a nightmarish dance with destiny. It all began with a viral TikTok challenge that promised immense popularity and influence. The challenge entailed performing a series of increasingly dangerous and occult rituals, all in the pursuit of followers and likes. It was a tantalizing offer for those who craved social validation and were willing to take risks to obtain it. As the challenge spread like wildfire, the dark underbelly of TikTok began to reveal itself. Those who attempted the rituals soon discovered that they came with a heavy price. Innocuous dances turned into macabre contortions, and users found themselves entangled in a web of sinister forces beyond their comprehension. One by one, those who took part in the challenge began to vanish without a trace. Their TikTok accounts became haunting reminders of their fate, as eerie videos and cryptic messages were posted from their profiles long after their disappearance. Friends and family were left in a state of disbelief and horror, wondering what had befallen their loved ones. A group of intrepid individuals, connected by their shared experiences and determination to uncover the truth, embarked on a perilous journey into the dark side of TikTok. Armed with their smartphones, they delved into the forbidden corners of the app, seeking answers and hoping to save those who had been ensnared by its malevolence. As they descended deeper into the digital abyss, the survivors encountered a series of bizarre phenomena. TikTok videos took on a life of their own, distorting reality and blurring the lines between the physical and the virtual. Whispers and eerie voices emanated from the app, taunting and tempting the unsuspecting users. They soon discovered that the source of this terror was a vengeful entity, a once famous influencer who had fallen victim to their own insatiable thirst for online validation. Consumed by envy and bitterness, they had turned to dark forces to regain their fame and reclaim their lost followers. This tormented influencer had become an embodiment of the curse that had permeated TikTok. Their reach extended beyond the digital realm, as they possessed users, using their bodies as vessels to wreak havoc and claim their souls. With each successful possession, the influencer grew stronger, gaining access to a vast network of followers and amplifying their malevolent influence. The survivors knew they had to confront the entity head-on if they were to stand any chance of breaking the curse. Armed with ancient knowledge and a profound understanding of the digital world, they prepared themselves for a battle that would determine the fate of countless lives. In a climactic showdown, the survivors confronted the vengeful influencer within the virtual realm of TikTok. They summoned all their strength, their determination, and their unwavering belief in the power of human connection. With a united front, they fought against the entity, refusing to succumb to its seductive promises and treacherous illusions. In a burst of light and digital chaos, the curse was finally shattered, dispersing the entity's malevolent presence from TikTok. The survivors emerged victorious, but not without scars of their own. They had witnessed the darkness that lurked behind the allure of online fame and learned the true cost of seeking validation through risky means. As the survivors emerged from the digital abyss, they resolved to spread awareness of the dangers that lurked within TikTok and other social media platforms. They shared their harrowing tale, urging others to exercise caution and critical thinking while navigating the digital landscape. Yet, despite their efforts, the allure of TikTok remained strong. The curse, though weakened, had not been fully extinguished. It lay dormant, biding its time, waiting for new, unsuspecting victims to fall into its clutches. The survivors knew that their battle was far from over. They became tireless advocates, dedicating themselves to educating others about the dangers of the cursed TikTok challenge. They collaborated with mental health professionals, technology experts, and law enforcement agencies to develop comprehensive strategies to safeguard users from falling prey to the malevolence that resided within the app. Together, they raised awareness about the importance of digital literacy, encouraging users to think critically and question the authenticity and potential risks of viral challenges. They organized workshops, seminars, and online campaigns to promote responsible use of social media, emphasizing the need to prioritize personal safety and mental well-being over the fleeting allure of online popularity. But as they worked tirelessly to prevent further tragedies, a disturbing pattern emerged. Whispers of a new TikTok challenge began to circulate, a challenge even more treacherous and insidious than the one before. It seemed that the curse had evolved, adapting to the efforts made to combat it. The survivors knew they had to act swiftly. They recognized that they needed to delve even deeper into the dark recesses of TikTok, uncovering the origin of this new menace and finding a way to eradicate it once and for all. This time, however, they would not face it alone. United by their shared experiences and fueled by the knowledge that their fight was far from over, the survivors sought out other individuals who had encountered the horrors of TikTok. Together, they formed an alliance, a network of warriors determined to protect the innocent and expose the dark secrets that lay hidden within the app. Armed with their collective resilience and a newfound understanding of the curse's modus operandi, they embarked on a perilous journey into the heart of TikTok. They navigated through a digital labyrinth of twisted challenges, haunted videos, and unsettling encounters, all the while remaining vigilant and steadfast in their pursuit. As they delved deeper into the app's depths, the survivors unearthed a chilling truth. The curse of TikTok was not confined to a single entity or influencer. It was an ancient force, born from the darkest corners of humanity's collective desire for validation and recognition. It fed on the vulnerabilities of those who sought fame and control, growing stronger with each victim it ensnared. Determined to sever the curse's hold on TikTok and free its unsuspecting users, the Alliance harnessed their collective knowledge and summoned the power of human connection. They developed countermeasures, spreading messages of caution and empowering individuals to resist the allure of dangerous challenges. In a climactic battle against the curse, the survivors fought alongside a growing army of users who had become aware of the sinister presence lurking within TikTok. Their combined strength and resilience created a barrier, shielding the innocent and driving back the malevolence that sought to claim their souls. With a final surge of energy, the survivors and their allies shattered the curse's grip on TikTok, severing its connection to the realm of the living. The app was cleansed of its dark influence, but the scars of the battle remained etched within the survivors' hearts and minds. In the aftermath, the Alliance made a solemn vow to remain vigilant, to continue their mission of awareness and protection, and to stand against the darkness that could resurface at any moment. They became beacons of hope in the digital world, reminding others of the importance of responsible use, empathy, and genuine human connection. The horror story of TikTok had forever changed the lives of those who had faced its malevolence. But through their bravery and unwavering spirit, they had not only survived, but also united against the darkness, ensuring that the tale of TikTok would serve as a constant reminder, a caution that the digital realm can be a treacherous place, where the boundaries between reality and illusion blur. The survivors knew that the battle against the curse of TikTok would be ongoing, as new challenges and threats would inevitably arise. They continued to monitor the app, their watchful eyes scanning for any signs of resurgence. Their dedication to protecting others never wavered, and they developed new strategies to combat the ever-evolving dangers that emerged within TikTok's depths. Drawing from their own experiences and the knowledge they had acquired, the survivors expanded their efforts beyond individual awareness campaigns. They advocated for stricter regulation and accountability within social media platforms, pushing for enhanced safety measures and proactive moderation to prevent the spread of harmful content. Their relentless pursuit of justice didn't go unnoticed. Media outlets began to cover their story, shedding light on the dark side of TikTok and inspiring a wider conversation about the responsibility of tech companies and society as a whole in safeguarding digital spaces. Recognizing the need for a collective response, The survivors formed partnerships with advocacy groups, psychologists, and policymakers. They lobbied for comprehensive digital well-being education in schools, urging the inclusion of critical thinking and online safety curricula to empower the next generation with the tools to navigate the digital landscape responsibly. Over time, their collective efforts yielded positive results. The user community became more discerning, questioning viral challenges and demanding transparency from TikTok and other platforms.